It's because law enforcement has significant information that they believe can lead to either an indictment.
Police department, the DA's office.
Yet again, this is on the grounds that policing huge data that they accept can prompt either a prosecution police division, the DAA's office. The general population overall resembles, look, we got to do something with this person to ensure that you keep prospects alive. This is certainly, it couldn't possibly be more significant how large of an arrangement this is seems to be famous. Viewcoms will commend the impending workday clearing the floors in his phone on the grounds that the police have at last figured out how to find no-nonsense proof connecting the hip jump maker to a plenty of strange violations we've been wanting to see Diddy descending for Tupac's lamentable shooting, yet evidently the officials found a genuine hidden treat while researching this case, and presently Diddy might have to deal with many penalties and wind up spending his other days creating his fellow prisoners if in legislative issues that influence the change and in governmental issues to have a serene transformation. Ion greetings everybody and welcome back to Celeb Live channel. So Diddy has as of late been connected to an apparently cool instance of Tupac's deadly shooting in Vegas, and the police is currently striving to assemble however much proof as could be expected, and keeping in mind that they were expecting to get more data about Diddy's contribution in Tupac's less than ideal end. It appears as though things are far superior to the cops had expected, as they have found a horrendous path driving them to different violations of the infamous music neighborhood. Now the ball is moving to take it off to the subsequent stage. The roads have been discussing Diddy wiping out each and every individual who hinders him for quite a while, and it's not whenever we first find out about his connection's serious yet perplexing wrongdoings. Now the police is endeavoring to figure out the number of violations that music versatile that truly perpetrated, and it appears as though they have sufficient intel on D to at long last press charges and welcome him for scrutinizing the recently found proof connected with Tupac's shooting network, had a ton of light on Diddy's wrongdoings, and as insiders guarantee there are lots of implicating materials on the CCE, and in the reports that the police took from Keffidy's home a month prior, albeit the police settled on a choice to keep the entire course of examination in secret. We definitely have some familiarity with a portion of the ghastly violations that Diddy had carried out. And obviously it's inevitable before we see the affirmation of our doubts so under examinations in working and helping out FBI. However many individuals accept Diddy is certain that he unapproachable, and that is the reason he personally lost count of his wrongdoings and, surprisingly, quit being wary, as the maker's ex-protector quality arrangement uncovered Diddy had stunned him on various occasions by sharing his aims so straightforwardly as per quality. Once did he expressed something got to transform. I couldn't care less on the off chance that Tupac have to die, enormous person to die, or this evening go to prison, something got a chain presently did. He owes many individuals, including the groups of the craftsmen he had killed, a serious clarification, and it seems like in the radiance of the as of late found subtleties of his contribution in numerous wrongdoings, the music versatile necessities to consider a bad to the bone vindication for each story, even his own statement on itself it act really must be upheld with some kind of proof. There's a joke that Diddy and his mark are reviled to work and collaborate with the music maker. Most would agree that Diddy's organization has totally tumbled from its situation as one of the most remarkable record names in Hollywood since the claims about Diddy killing his own specialists started guessing in 2017. Meeting leader maker Woman Run dropped a sensation when he momentarily referenced that one of Diddy's greatest stars, late Big Deal Smalls W, as getting ready to leave Terrible Kid Records for a more ideal arrangement. The greatest arrangement was to give like Puffing them 3 additional collections, yet that is anything his arrangement was, and he planned to come sign with us, and surprisingly, a more out-of-control thing happened to all Uptown Records proprietors, the mark that Diddy was first working with prior to establishing his Angel Kid Records organization, evidently in the wake of being shot with Shane, the future hit bounce monster, committed to get back at every individual who had deceived him and show them a thing or two. All things being equal, and assuming we begin to accept these accounts. This is precisely exact thing happened. Ended up hurling D. Andre Harold Kim Watchman and Al B. Sure body that worked at Uptown Records all along him netizens can hardly stand by to gain proficiency with the subtleties connected with the recently tracked down proof, and in particular when and how it's all going to be thought about after Tupac's case was resumed. It was expressed that few celebs who recently would not affirm against Diddy reached the police and offered their assistance with examinations, and fans couldn't be more joyful. As one individual remarked, "I've been expressing stay at the head of the pecking order for some time. He ain't going no place," and another client reviewed a comparative episode that main adds to the rundown of Diddy's vast violations. This is what this individual composed. Sparkle assumed the fault on one of these cases and did the time. He's frantic to remain popular. And did you notice the very advantageous series of occurrences when everybody around Diddy is going to Dale Clinic or essentially loses their lives in a shocking and puzzling occasion? Recall that story with rapper Sparkle, who was additionally a craftsman at Bayboy Records prior to delivering his presentation collection. Sparkle was associated with a famous occurrence with Diddy at Manhattan's Club, New York, and there's for some time been hypotheses that seeing Combs violated his own craftsman big-time. Fans here and there, except you were off base by the overall set of laws, as well as by the business, so assuming you see folks the occasion that evening left 3 individuals harmed, and Sparkle was subsequently accused of an endeavor to take individuals' lives in wild risk. The high-profile case went to preliminary in June 2000, where the Terrible Kid rapper was condemned to 10 years in jail. Diddy then again was charged for crime, thief, firearm ownership, and paying off an observer, and because of the conference was absolved on all charges. Evidently, the music tycoon attempts to stay away from prison no matter what. "I'm a battle for my life. Standing, I'm a battle for the fair man and the equitable lord that I am." In some way or another, the expense of his opportunity is someone else's life. In 2009, Sparkle was let out of jail and later ousted to Belize anyway. His companionship with Diddy soured after the Club New York occurrence, and he would frequently revolt against how he felt sold out by his previous supervisor. The circumstance changed in 2022 when the previous rapper immediately changed the account subsequent to seeing what's befalling others around Diddy, and he even expressed that he didn't fault Puffy for what had occurred. As the previous rapper expressed, "I don't exactly pin that on evaluating now, however much I did then, since I went through a phase of sharpness. Now it appears as though Sparkle is someone else who was programmed or compromised by the music investor, and realizing what befalls individuals who aren't faithful to Diddy, the previous rapper decided to remain as distant from show as could be allowed. Do this. There's alternate ways for you to deal with yourself, and yet to go into that, you will get into this job now on the off chance that Cheyenne can see more about Pivotal Evening and act as a good example. Numerous others could follow his model and shed all the more light on DV's unlawful demonstration and paying off plans. The police are frantic for additional hints so they can squeeze genuine charges against